Vancouver Island, a paradise located off the coast of mainland British Columbia, Canada. A place of remarkable natural beauty with towering forests, crystal clear waters, and rugged coastlines. A place home to an incredible array of wildlife, like mama grizzly bears teaching their cubs how to survive. Sleepy, stellar sea lions cuddling on buoys, nervous harbor seals resting on rocks, where you can see playful Pacific white-sided dolphins surfing the waves, and of course, hungry humpback whales. Welcome to this week's Wildlife Wednesday, brought to you by CoralForest. This week, we're in Telegraph Cove, a small town on Vancouver Island, where we'll learn more about humpback whales and the purpose of their time in the North Pacific. As we learned in our last episode, humpbacks spend the winter months in the warm waters of Hawaii, having their calves and raising them there, and travel all the way to the North Pacific to spend the summer months eating. During their time in the North Pacific, they're trying to conserve their energy to prepare for the long trip back to Hawaii. But if you're very lucky, you just might get to see one breach out of the water. Telegraph Cove is such a great place to see these whales because it's located on the Johnstone Strait. This is the prime feeding ground for humpbacks due to its nutrient-rich waters. The strait's strong currents and upwelling from the deep channels bring nutrients to the surface, which supports the growth of phytoplankton and other small organisms. These small organisms attract a variety of fish, which in turn becomes food for humpbacks. The strait's sheltered location also provides protection from strong winds and waves, making it an ideal spot for whales to feed and rest. One way to easily spot these whales in the Johnstone Strait is to look for groups of birds above the water. This usually means that a bait ball is formed, which is a phenomenon that occurs when small fish swarm together in a tightly packed formation. This behavior is used as a defense mechanism by the fish, as it's more difficult for predators to target any individual fish. Bait balls usually attract humpback whales, as they're a convenient source of food, with the whales using their large mouths to engulf as many fish as possible in one big gulp. If you're lucky enough, you may just see a humpback launch out of the water, scooping up as many fish as it can. Humpbacks are known as baleen whales, meaning they don't have teeth but rather a comb-like structure that hangs from their upper jaw. To eat, humpbacks take a large gulp of water, then presses its tongue against the roof of its mouth to force the water out through the baleen. This then traps food particles, allowing the whale to swallow as much as they can. Humpbacks are known to be very social and can even be observed engaging in cooperative feeding behaviors, where they work together to corral fish and catch as much prey as they can together. It's also very common in these waters to see the same individual whales as they are feeding. The underside of a humpback whale's tail, also known as its fluke, can be white, black, or a combination of both. Each whale's fluke pattern and shape is as unique as a human's fingerprint and can be used to identify individual whales. This is extremely useful for scientific research and conservation efforts. Thank you for watching this week's Wildlife Wednesday. We hope you enjoyed learning more about humpback whales as they spend the summers in the North Pacific. Please subscribe and follow to make sure you see which animal we focus on in next week's Wildlife Wednesday.